good afternoon. Today we are going to talk about Web API, and I'm here with Katia Corfini, who is in charge of sales for several European and African and Asian countries, and Benedetta Venturini, who is in charge of technical. She's part of the technical team, and she's in charge also about Web API. Lance Godfrey from Navionics UK. During this webinar, we are going to talk about the Web API, which is a set of tools that allow you to integrate Navionics chart into your website. We are going to make some examples of the actual use that there are several websites around the world do today about our charts. And then at the end, Benedetta will give you some example and will give you some suggestion on how to practically do this integration. So let's start with Katia.
So welcome to everybody. Thanks for joining this webinar on how to add the Navionics charts onto your website. So first of all, we will explain you what is the web app. So if you go on the Navionics website, navionics.com, on the top menu, you can click on the web app and you will be prompted on the web app directly, that usually tracking your position will show you the data on the location where you are. So you can go on the next slide, or we connect just on the internet to show you how the web app is working. Practically on the web app you will see the Navionics cartography worldwide. You can zoom in, zoom out using the mouse, or just click on the plus and minus menu on the right menu. When you zoom in, you have the possibility to activate on this icon the Navionics cartography or the sonar charts, which you can see it when you have better zoom in of the chart, which is additional mathematical data. Another very nice features of the Navionics web app is that you can browse all the Navionics catalog. So you can select on the menu according to the area, and it's very good because it actually show you exactly where the chart coverage ends. So for customers, or when you have a request from someone, it's very nice. So now let's go on the web API. As Manuele said, it's a set of functionality that Navionics puts at disposal of the web developers in order to integrate the Navionics cartography directly onto the website. And we provide nautical chart, sonar chart, ski maps, and the Navionics product catalog. How this is going to happen. So you can find the web app and the Navionics website and apply for a key to use the web API. Just you can click on this red circle on the Navionics.com website, and you will be prompted on another page, and on the top you see how can you get started. On this page you can find the features of the Navionics Web API, how does it work, how you can use it, so you can have a look on it and read all the details. When you have enough information, you click on Get Started, and you will be prompted on this form, which we recommend that you have to fill all the mandatory fields accurately with all the information, and especially the HTTP address has to be active, so otherwise it doesn't work correctly. Let's go on the next one. So the terms of service is very important to know that in order to use the web API, it has to be totally free, so there is not have to be any password or any code that is on payment, and so there is not to be connected any GPS, cannot be used on a smartphone or tablets or mobile apps. So that is all explained on this page. So Navionics then will provide you a key, and you can get started to use the web API. You can download the code on this page. You see how it works. And now we show you some nice examples of the use of the Web API. This is, for example, the Jules Verne Regatta, where all the sailing boats which were participating on this regatta was having all the trucks or were sailing around the world. Also, what is very nice, now we try to connect and show you that we could also see the weather data. You can see it now. So just click on one of these where you can see the time, the speed, the dating, and so on. You can choose the name of the boat. You can see, you open the weather and you can see it. It's really amazing, nice to have this tool. Let's go on another example. I'm sure that most of you, many of you are familiar with the Barcolana. Barcolana is in Trieste, and thousands of sailing vessels are taking part of this regatta. And Navionics in the last years is sponsoring. We are proud to sponsor it. And again, we are using the Navionics Web API. You can see now, we can zoom in, and it's just nested into their website. So now I will give the word to Emanuele, which show you other example on the Web API.
What is interesting on this case is that they use one of the most important features that is available. They show the track using KML file. The tracks of their regatta or their travels they do with sailing boat. This is an association for sailors, so they did a number of vacation and regatta together, and you can just show on the Navionics map on their website the track they did. So there is a series of them, and this is just to show you one of the features, which is Regatta will give you more technical details. Now there are other few examples, and now Lance Godfrey is going to talk about this.
Okay, thanks, Emanuele. Good afternoon, everyone. This is an example of an organization called Marina, who are an international organization with Marina members all over the world. Now, this is a nice integration in as much as it combines Navionics marine charts with Google terrain mapping, and they've also overlaid their members. So you can see all the different members of Marina, and you can interrogate and find out some more information about them. So if we just move on to the next slide, you'll see the marine mapping starting to appear as we zoom in. And by the way, it's quite possible within the website to expand the map so that it covers the full screen, so you can get even stronger image. So now we're getting marine mapping and street maps. So somebody coming up the area from the sea will see a nice marine map, and from the road has the road mapping. And then here we are, we click on one of the icons, in this case is Fox's Marina, and you can be directed then directly to their website and get their phone number and credentials and so on. So it's a very nice integration and implementation that Marina Group have done. Then we have an example from on the next page to a private Marina Group. This is Dean and Redioff. They put within their website about 5 or 6 marinas that they have, and they've got a nice aerial photo, and then on the right hand side they've got the Navionics mapping showing with some terrain map as well. Another example is coming from an organisation called Sail Scotland, who are mainly a tourism and organisation aimed at the marine world in Scotland, trying to attract people to get in their boats. In Scotland, they've got overlays of all their marinas, sorry, not only marinas, but yacht chandlers, sailing holidays, sailing schools, all categorised. You can see a couple red ones there, which are the boatyards and marinas, That's covering Scotland, and they've also taken advantage of our distance calculator tool. You can see in the middle of the screen a distance and bearing between 2 points that the user can freely move around the chart area. And then coming up next, this is a great way for Navionics dealers to be able to implement the Web API. In this case, this dealer has gone to the, you selected the Navionics page, and you hit the choose your area. Now, when you hit that section, you come to the next page, which we'll just flash onto. Yeah, okay, then up comes, just beneath that, the full API, which gives the full Navionics product catalog, as Katya described at the beginning. So here the customer can select Navionics Plus or Platinum, for example, and then find the boundaries and the areas of the desired chart that he wants. And then we see they can then, for example, here they've selected Mediterranean and Black Sea. They select Get It Now, and then they're directed still within the dealer's website to the appropriate part where he can actually purchase the chart. So, and then just to summarize, who can use the Navionics Web API? Well, really, any marine-related website. So, just listed a few examples here. We've looked at some Marina groups, but think of the benefits there can be for clubs, sailing clubs, fishing clubs, just locally putting more information about your own locality on top of a marine map can be a great benefit. And a great enhancement to your website. Training organisations, events, charter holidays, and travel and tourism. So there's plenty of scope to be using the Navionics Web API.
Thank you, Lance. Now we go ahead with some example on the technical side, and Benedetta will give you some practical example.
Okay, good afternoon to everyone. I would like to introduce you Web API from a technical point of view. I would like to show you the fact that from the initial page that introduces you to the Web API page, you can find a link about documentation. From this link, if you open it, if you click it on it, I want to show you directly what's happened. You can access to the help and with the list of the objects that you can define in the Web API. And so here you can see the list of all the functionality that can be applied to an object. And by clicking, for example, to the functionality, you can see the parameters that are necessary to use it. Another very interesting point is the code example, where you can find a short example to how to use Navionics Web API. For example, here you can see an example of code that you can use to overlay sonar charts on Google Maps. Additionally to this documentation and example code, it has been created also a repository about with lots of example how to use, and these are example code that you can copy and paste on your website, paying attention to set the key that has been associated to your domain. I want to show you just a simple example. For simple example, I have my domain that I use for test, and here from the web page I can okay, let's go here. If we can copy the code that is in this page, here this is the place where you have to set your key. Now the key is the right one. It is that one associated to to my test domain, and here you can paste in an HTML file, save. You have to upload it in your FTP. Using the FTP, you have to upload it on your domain. Okay, so if I go now on my page and I open the Navionics HTML file, I can see that the page is now uploaded on the domain. Another example that I want to show you is how to upload an KML file. And so we can go in the folder with load KML file example. I can copy it in a page, HTML page, and upload it on the domain. If I open the HTML file with KML, I see these objects that appear, and they have been loaded in the view. With the KML file, you can upload point of interest, as in this case, or tracks as
lines, as we saw before.
Yes, as Lance has shown you. It is important that the KML file are on the domain themselves. Another example that I want to show you that is interesting is to see how to show Navionics on Google Maps. This is the example. And if I copy it on the Google, on a file that I name Google, and I upload it, if I open the Google page, here is that on my website, it has been loaded the Navionics overlay on Google Maps, in this case in the area of Gibraltar. And the final example that I want to show you is that one about how to load product catalog. Here there is the folder with the product catalog example. You can see there are lots of them, but I want to show you this one that I find it particularly interesting, that allow you to personalize the catalog that you want to show. I upload it on my website, and if I open the catalog page, here is that on the left appear the list of product catalog, and you can personalize, removing or adding different products.
Okay. So, thank you, Benedetta. We are going to finish the presentation now. We are more or less at the end. We already saw how to use the default settings, and we would like to remind you that, or to tell you for the first time, that for every question, every information you need, the email address is apisupport@navionics.com. This webinar is just an introduction with some interesting example, and with some tools that can be used. Then, of course, we are available, and we are at your disposal for every question. And I would like to remind you that the registration of this webinar is going to be available for you to be seen again, or for the people that could not attend now today to the webinar can see it later. So when it's better for them. Now is as Lance said, this is the right time to get started with Web API, and it's very useful. We have already a lot of examples, working very well around the world, and so we invite you all to really start now in integrating the Web API into your website. So thanks everybody, and thanks to Lance Godfrey, to Katia Corfini, and Benedetta Venturini, and see you at the next webinar.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.